Boom, boom, boom. And we are live.
Cheers.
Hi, everyone. Cheers. Here to
Haha.
recap the Dolphins' 31-16 win against the New York Giants at Hard Rock Stadium. Omar, how would we describe this game?
Sloppy, but dynamic. We can sit here and we can talk about the fact that I think, before the final drive, they were averaging 10.1 yards per play, not passing play per play, which is, to me, ridiculous. They've set an NFL record for offensive productivity after 5 games, broken it. The Rams 1999 team was the record holder.
You are correct, sir.
What were they called again?
Greatest show on turf.
Greatest show on turf. So what does that make the Legion of Room?
The Legion of Rome.
Man, one of the biggest storylines that I think we'll walk away from this game with is the fact that Tua intentionally called his own play in the huddle. Pretended as if, I don't know what the truth is. He didn't hear Mike McDaniel properly.
Yeah.
And called his own touchdown pass. And Mike McDaniel absolutely loved every minute of it. And he talked about that.
But he joked around, like both Tua and McDaniel, because I saw both press conferences, and both of them were like kind of like yuck the whole time. Like, I'm like, are they actually serious about this? Is this actually real, or are they just making this up and goofing around?
It's you know how truthful Tua is, and he volunteered it. He basically was, and it's like, yeah, the touchdown pass, because he was really curious, because Marcel said it was single safety high, and it wasn't. It was robber, and Tua was like trying to confirm, like, what was it that was there, so that maybe he could justify what he did for. And he confessed that, that was a play that I called on my own. And
we don't know what the safety was supposed to do. There was a safety in the area, and he came down low.
Mm-hmm.
And just left the rookie cornerback out there. And by the way, and who didn't get a chuck on Tyreek. Good luck with that. Cover him one-on-one on the sideline without chucking him at the line. Have fun.
The bottom line is, wasn't an audible, wasn't an adjustment. Tua called it in the huddle after ignoring his coach. And it was a game that they wanted to take into their own hands. And, I believe Dan Marino during the Don Shula era had that ability, power. And Mike McDaniel seems like he's fine with it. He said, I don't care if he calls all the plays. Yeah. I don't think he's serious.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, McDaniel says a whole lot of things for effect, if we're going to be honest about it.
I think the significant part was he was talking about he doesn't care who gets the credit for things, as long as it's part of the process. And it is part of the process. A lot of the times it's about, he said he didn't feel comfortable when they were lined up in the wrong formation, but the fact that everybody was committed to it, he didn't feel like there was a need to call the timeout.
Correct.
And what I like about that situation is, and let me just give you a contrast to the Adam Gase, Matt Moore situation. Whereas you remember Matt Moore led an Adam Gase team to the playoffs in 2016. But a lot of that was Matt Moore calling his own plays or not doing things as Adam Gase had scripted it up, and audibles at the line of scrimmage. And Matt Moore was a gunslinger, and he played like that approach. And that made Adam Gase uncomfortable, because Adam Gase just wanted you to be basically his player in a joystick and just do what you're told. And then the next season, when Ryan Tannehill went down in 2017, even though he had Matt Moore who just led him to the playoffs, Adam Gase panicked and basically was like, yeah, I need Jay Cutler. We got to give him $13 million because I can't play with Matt Moore as my quarterback, because I can't go through a whole season where he's going to do what he wants.
Yeah, because we need to clarify for those who are not aware. If you're a Dolphin fan, you should know. But Matt Moore came in relief for Ryan Tannehill, I think, in the 13th game, and won games at the Jets and at Buffalo to help the Dolphins get into the playoffs. No, but you're right. To me, again, what this game showed is the Dolphins' absolutely stupid speed is going to be a factor more often than not. And on the flip side is, and I'm going to go there at some point, not yet, but I'm going to go there at some point. And the other part is the defense had 7 sacks, and they took advantage of a god awful. Wow, that Giants offensive line is bad. I mean, I want to see a matchup. Actually, I think would be a really, really interesting game because it would be morbid curiosity. This Giants offensive line against the Denver defense of Week 3. I mean, woof.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what was more pitiful.
Overall, offensively as a whole, I don't think the Giants. I mean, what did you expect? Their line was
correct,
depleted, and their starting right tackle is not very good, even though he's a first-round pick.
A high first-round pick.
Yeah. It just is what it is, and I'm glad that they took advantage of it and feasted. This defense allowed 268 total yards. Held the Giants to 5 of 17 in terms of third down conversions. That's great. A lot of their plays, a lot of what the Giants scored was assisted by the turnovers. So congrats to the defense. This is a step in the right direction, but I definitely and will continue to expect more. Like, I was not impressed. I'm proud. I'm not excited, but I'm proud of what you did because you did what you were supposed to do. But if this team is going to be where they want to be in February, you need to keep taking those next steps forward.
No, I agree. But here's the thing. If you're playing a garbage offensive line, the only thing you can do that week is abuse that garbage offensive line, which is what the Dolphins did. So we can't fault them and say, well, that doesn't mean anything because they didn't play. They weren't scheduled to play anybody else today.
You're right.
Now, when they play, and then next week they play Carolina, which is a garbage team all around. They were 0-5, and they got smoked by Detroit today. And the Dolphins logically, and again, I'm going to call it the same thing this was. It was a get-right game. And next week's another get-right game heading into the Philly game in Week 7. And then we'll see a little bit more where the Dolphins are. But to me, again, this game and this team is about the speed of if it's not clear by now, like, oh my God, like how many plays were like quick hits outside to Waddle, to Hill, 62 yards on a pass that basically was at the line of scrimmage. Shovel passes.
Outside zone runs. I mean, I get you. Everybody's fast. It's a track team. Congrats to Tyreek Hill for getting a 22 miles per hour time. I knew that was coming this week because if you and I've learned this from Mike McDaniel, if you want to get the best out of Tyreek Hill, you challenge him, you make it a competition.
Right.
And he felt threatened by the fact that Devon Achane was the fastest player in the NFL. He was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna fix that next week. I'm gonna fix that on Sunday. And Tyreek ran a 22 mile per hour time. However, he's getting roasted in the locker room after the game for the fact he got caught by a safety.
Yeah, and Achane did not get caught.
Yeah,
he scored in his long touchdown.
They're roasting him.
As well they should.
And then Tyreek tweets out, "I'm washed." And you just posted the fastest time in the NFL, and you tweet out later, "I'm washed." Yeah.
No, that was funny. But no, again,
and I believe that was the play he got caught too. The time that he posted,
it wasn't the touchdown.
Oh, let me see. Nope, that was the reception. It wasn't the touchdown. So he got caught, ran down, running the fastest time in the NFL this season.
Well, he recorded that time while he was cutting across the field at the end. Who knows if he got gas or something.
Yeah, he was limping after the game, by the
Correct.
way. As you, I don't know if you guys saw it. I saw it walking in the tunnel. I like watching the tunnel, and I realized that there's so many different valuable things to being in the game. One, the first thing I noticed was Steve Ross waited, hunting Andrew Van Ginkel. And
He's a star.
I don't know what that's about.
He's a star. What do you mean? What's that about? He's a star. Forget Nick Needham. Andrew Van Ginkel is the superstar.
Bro, like, I mean, so you're saying Andrew Van Ginkel is a superstar of this team? Is that what you're saying?
Dude, I'm playing.
No, I don't know. He is the best defender on the team right now. So
yeah, he's just completely balling. I mean, it's like every time, and it's like he's just so low key. And if you talk to him, and he's like kind of an aw shucks kind of dude. He's very quiet. There's nothing a whole lot flashy about his style. He just comes after you and never stops.
I asked him today where the spin move come from, because I really like the spin move.
Yeah.
And I've never seen it from him in all of these years. And he was just like, it was always in the arsenal. I just, reps. The fact that I'm getting more reps now, I get to set up things, and that helps me. And I was just like, oh, never thought about it.
Yeah.
Never thought about it. He said the fact that he's played inside and he's outside, and he was played outside, he's seeing it from two different visual standpoints of the game. And so it's a complete picture for him. So I'm thinking to myself, shoot, maybe we should have every defensive player learn two positions, because maybe then they'd actually start playing better. And because I can't tell you what the heck has happened to Andrew Van Ginkel. Like, if I'm Steve Ross, I'm saying to my organization right now, we got to figure out a way to sign him now, because Andrew Van Ginkel is really pricing himself out of Miami.
Yeah, and for me, it's like I'm not surprised. I mean, he's done it. He's just, again, he's never had a whole lot of snaps, but but he's always been productive when he's played. The plays per snap, if you do that kind of analysis, he'd always be good. Let's answer the Christian Echeverry. Bruh, y'all took forever to go live. Blame Omar. LOL, is this defense finally starting to get more pass rush happy, or are we still bend but don't break? We are still but don't break, but they played the Giants today. How's that for a quick answer?
I apologize to everybody. I feel like it's a very valuable thing to be inside the locker room after a game.
Do not apologize.
And the fact that they were dancing in the locker room to a South Florida jig song, they call it stick now. I'm old enough to know it as jig. I'm dying to see if there's Mike McDaniel video of him doing the dance. So they're having fun. They're enjoying themselves. They're killing Tyreek in the locker room for being caught despite running the fastest time in the NFL this season. It's, you can't get that stuff anywhere else. But yeah, the defense is, I mean, there were plays where they're literally giving them up. Give them up the slant. The slant to me is the biggest issue, because they will give it up all day long. There's nothing that there's nothing a defensive back. And then that's the thing. When you look at these PFF and analytical stats where they grade that as a negative play, like, what the hell is a cornerback supposed to do? Like, he's backpedaling for 5 yards, and then you're going to run a slant underneath it. And that's a negative play for me. But the defense is just designed to give it up.
I have a question for you, Omar.
What's that?
Excuse me. Can you ever say backpedal without rolling back in your chair?
Or neck, or when I talk about the neck.
When you talk about the neck, it's go like
yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
No, they are still bend but don't break. And not that they did a whole lot of bending today. I mean, again, the Giants are just such.
I did see more twisting and stunting. I look. You all right over there?
I'm getting there.
You're not in ER.
I'm not in ER, which is always just progress.
You this close to being in ER?
Knock on wood. No. Excuse me.
I don't. This. Let me breathe. When my daughter gets frustrated, we have to tell her to breathe, and I'm like taking my own advice.
Count to 3.
I will never like this defense, and that's just because of who I am and what I've grown up around and seeing. I'm not ever going to be okay with a passive defense ever, so it will never be okay with me. And you have to have some sort of aggressiveness to you. I don't care if it's on third down or in the red zone. you can't just keep giving people stuff. And I get it. You don't need to be aggressive because your team's generally going to give you substantial leads. But then in the instances where you don't have substantial leads and you need to stop a team from getting into the red zone or stop a team from being in a drive, what are you going to do? I'd love to see more man mixed in with the zone, and I think we saw some. I'd love to see more twisting and stunting. I think we saw some. I'd love to see more blitzing from different players, not the expected players, and I think we saw some of that. Now, the question is this Vic Fangio's specific game plan on a team that he knew couldn't fight back, or is it him evolving to sort of playing to his team's skill strengths? And here's my thing that I just thought about today. I know that there are more coaches on the staff than Vic Fangio on defense, and a lot of those guys should know their personnel, especially since they've been with them much longer, and should be able to give Vic Fangio a little bit more feedback than what he's already been taking in terms of how to best utilize the players on this team.
Correct. Want to address like people in the chat are celebrating. I don't know if I saw a laughing emoji because the type's too small. Like, yep, the Bills did lose.
And lost Matt Milano.
Correct. That was big. And Daquan Jones had a pec injury and then didn't come back. And it sometimes happens. A pec injury is a torn pec, and if it's a torn pec, he's done. I mean, I'm not saying that's what it was, but when you
didn't play a doctor at Holiday Inn. You didn't say that Holiday Inn.
I did not say at Holiday Inn last night. So, I mean, they're losing guys, and the key guys all over the place.
It's going to happen to you too.
I understand that, but again, when I'm talking about they lost their best corner, they lost their best linebacker, who may have been overall their best defensive player. And then Von Miller was back today, played a little bit, then basically ended the game on the sideline with a hat on. So, Jay, thank you very much. 2 questions. How well will this speedy rushing attack translate to December? Do we lock down Connor and AVG this week?
You have to run the football in December. I don't know if the speed plays a factor. How many snow games do they have?
At Baltimore is the only one. They've 4 of their last 5 at home. Baltimore is the only one.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of their success is because they have the outside zone. And so they start to stretch teams horizontally, and then they start to stretch you vertically after, especially at home. I think they're going to, if they lose 2 games at home this season, I'd be surprised, because you literally can visually see teams quitting in the third quarter. Like, teams are like done. That drive where they ran the ball in the third quarter, like the Giants were just like, here, take the touchdown. Go
Pretty
ahead.
much at the end, yeah.
they're like, please go, please. We'd like to get off the field. And you saw that in Denver. I just really think this heat and humidity, and I've never been a person who believed in that 1 p.m. game in South Florida is just going to absolutely drain everybody. Look at our record during the Don Shula era. Like, you had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, so I never bought into it. But I am starting to buy into it now.
No, correct. But the question relates to December. It's not going to be the heat and humidity is not as much of a factor in December, but it's still going to be warm at Hard Rock Stadium in December. So the speed's not going to be affected. The game at Baltimore, yeah, it might be a little tougher for the crazy speed in the running game to be in effect, and in the playoffs if they have to go on the road.
You know what's this team's goal? To not be on the road in the playoffs.
Well, duh. I mean, isn't it every team's goal?
Yeah. But I think that's primarily what they're shooting for. And really. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can do it. Go ahead. No problem. Like, who outside of is that Mike McDaniel? Outside of sorry.
You want me to answer the other question while you look on the field?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we lock down Connor and AVG this week? No, I don't think it's going to happen this week, but I think at some point it may get done.
Do we what? What
Do
is
we
it?
lock down Connor and AVG this week?
I don't think they have money to lock down anybody. Let me look. Give me a second. I mean, Claypool just taxed them. So don't think that it was just, oh, it's such a great trade. No, that's $3 million, and you barely had any money to begin with. You only have $2.2 million to work with right now.
Yeah, well, what's Connor's number, and then can his cap?
Oh, yeah, okay. You can do Connor and get yourself some cap room. There's no way to do Van Ginkel and get yourself some cap room. Connor's probably in the range of a $10 to $11 million a year player. I'm pretty sure the Dolphins aren't going to lock him down right now. And they generally don't do big money deals in season. Chubb was the first time I'd seen them do that in eons. They'll do small money deals, not big money deals. Connor's probably sitting on $50 million. So I don't know how you do that right now.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you disagree? You think differently?
Damn, I want you as my agent. When I renegotiate my excuse me. When I renegotiate my contract, I want you to be my agent. Holy moly. Man. What? Christian, thank you. Omar, this is all yours. Talk about $1 million Mike sunglasses.
He needs an endorsement brand on those glasses. I believe somebody sent me a link to them because I said I wanted them. They're $400, which is generally past my limit for sunglasses. It's probably about 4 times my limit for sunglasses, primarily because I break sunglasses all the time. Like I believe you get what you pay for, and I've spent $400 on a specific item many times. However, I'm not going to do it on sunglasses because I go through 5 pairs of sunglasses a year.
I've sat on sunglasses many times, actually.
Yes.
That's what happens.
But he was wearing some off-whites Nikes, if you know, you know, today.
And I don't, so I know this may come as a major shock to you and many people who have followed me. Giorgio, thank you. How about Legion of Kaboom? LOL.
Kaboom. But it doesn't necessarily play into how fast they are. I mean, they literally have a track team playing football. They do. And
no, it's I've covered the Dolphins in the NFL for 30 years plus, and I've never seen a team this fast. And the 99 Rams were fast. They're nothing like this team. I mean, when you're talking, it's because we're talking about like the 7 fastest speeds. That doesn't even include Waddle. Waddle doesn't have one of those 7 times.
He's like 14.
I know.
And Tyreek 17.
Yeah, and the dude can run. I mean, like, seriously. In business, cross-training is a serious topic, and it's something that happens in often. Sports, it should be as well. Oh, okay. This is a comment to your AVG. Who cares about the offseason? What did we say about the offseason? I have no idea what that means. Ohio John, thank you. With McDaniel's chilly, funny approach, how do players know when he is actually angry, or does that ever happen? Oh, it happens. It happens behind the scenes. He's chill and funny with us.
Very direct with players.
Yeah.
I watch Friday. They're usually doing goal line or red zone work in terms of routes that they're working on. And he's very meticulous about how he wants these routes run. And seeing him correct guys. There is a no nonsense to him. It's not always funny, jokey, laughy, I'm your buddy, Mike McDaniel, which I think is the misconception. That's what he presents to the people,
Correct.
Presents it to the world, but he's very direct about what he wants and what he expects.
Correct.
And you know, they were very critical of the defense last week, and in film study, film room breakdowns, fingers being pointed, accountability being held, standards to meet, all of that good stuff. You're going to hold us back from being the team we have the potential to be. And they took it as a challenge.
Against the Jets. I'm sorry, what? We'll see. No, they did play. There's like so many guys who had been very quiet, who had like really big games. Christian Wilkins was all over the place. Sealer was all over the place. Bradley Chubb was very noticeable. Raekwon was very noticeable. David Long made some plays. Baker made a lot of plays. The front seven really balled out. I didn't see anything. Eli Apple actually had a good game. He was back as the nickel outside guy opposite X. I thought he actually had a very good game. But I mean, which is, again, the only thing they can do is rise up against a bad team. Triple H, too many turnovers, though. You're not wrong. And those were two butt-ugly turnovers. And the first one, I'm sorry, if you see the angle from behind Tua, what the hell is he seeing? Because there's
trying to pinpoint a path into a little small hole.
There was no window.
He always thinks there's a window.
He couldn't have fit a needle thread.
He tries to, and he said he shouldn't have thrown it.
Well, no, duh. I mean, that was just...
No, but that's the thing. I watched that play from up in the sky.
Correct.
Nobody open. No, and that's part of the problem with this offense, which is why Chase Claypool is a very important addition, because you just need a guy you can high point the ball to.
Somebody said Ingold was open on the play. I didn't see that.
Somebody said who?
Ingold.
Maybe I don't know where Ingold was, but
not having somebody open is not an excuse. You have 3 points in the bank.
Just take it. Yes.
Don't try to.
He said just eat it.
Yeah.
And he also said the second interception, his hand did not hit somebody's helmet. It was just a bad throw.
Yeah, he just kind of like floated it, and I might say some might say that Waddle made absolutely zero effort to try to at least get a hand on the ball, but
I mean, it might have been behind him. I saw the angle and it
was over him. It was over him, but he never made any sort of motion.
It looked to me like I've always said that, and this is not an excuse for Tua, but Tua throws to spots. He doesn't throw to receivers. And sometimes there's a miscommunication in where he wants you to go and where you're supposed to be. And, it doesn't work sometimes.
Okay, I mean, and I'm going to disagree with you. That's not always the spots. At certain times, he's throwing to a spot where the receiver is going to be. There's also times where he's visually seeing, but particularly on a second or third reader, if the play breaks down, it's basically what am I seeing, as opposed to throwing with that. And the one with Waddle, that play had been going on for a bit. He saw Waddle cutting across the field. He wasn't throwing, okay, Waddle's going to be over there. He just I
thought maybe he thought Waddle was going to turn up, and Waddle kept going.
He was going to turn up right into the defender. I mean, they were two bad picks. I mean, let's be honest. And then the two fumbles, because yes, there were two fumbles. Even though one of them the Dolphins lucked out because the one on Mostert went out of bounds. The other one, Achane lost it. I didn't see anything egregious on either one of those. I mean, they were holding the ball, and they just one's a good punch out, the other one is a helmet right on the ball.
Luck.
Yeah, I mean
for some fumbles are luck to me. It just people get in their feelings when I say that, but fumbles are luck. Like,
okay,
they are,
and I do that. This is for you, Shadow Wolf. Come on, Omar.
They are.
Thanking me for keeping Omar in check.
Okay, all right, yeah. Sure.
There's a randomness to some of them, not all of them. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll accept that.
Okay, man.
Sometimes guys get like Javon Holland get lucky, right? And
yes.
knock something out when and Chubb gets lucky trailing the guy and then make a punch at the ball and I didn't see him coming. Oh, ball's out.
Well, it's good awareness that you're coming from behind the guy, and instead of just trying to tackle him, you're punching at the ball.
Yeah,
there's something to be said for that. Von Miller did not return. Okay.
He didn't play. Oh, he did not. Yeah.
No, he played, and then he got out of the game, and then was wearing the baseball hat. Somebody says Baltimore. Don't know what that means. Dolphins right now have a chance after today to be the only 4-1 team in the AFC, which would give them the number 1 seed. KC's losing 13-10 against Minnesota. Craig, thank you. I'm with Omar on defense. Every yard should be fought for. Gain a yard, you lose a tooth. Defense. I said what I said. That's damn straight, Craig.
Listen, I'm sorry. I can't. Like, I can't, even when the Hurricanes, University of Miami used to run a similar defense with Al Golden, and I hated it because you can't teach an aggressive South Florida player. And I know everybody in the NFL is not from South Florida, but for the Hurricanes, most of their players are from South Florida. They've been playing press, man, cover two their whole lives, 12 years, and now you want to go to a 3-4 zone, bend but don't break approach. Man, get that out of here. That it ain't gonna work, and I don't like it. Not sure I'll ever like it.
I'm going to throw out a little history lesson, and I apologize. This is not Dolphins. And Omar, this is before your time. Maybe the most talented team in Hurricanes history, along with 2001, was the 96 team. Lost in the Fiesta Bowl against Penn State, despite outgaining them like 445 to 160. Testaverde threw 5 picks, and all Penn State did was play way back and go ahead and drive the length of the field. And that worked to perfect. And had they tried to be more aggressive, chances are the Dolphins, the Hurricanes would just thrown over the top. So to say it's completely without merit, I'm sorry, I don't agree. Sorry, Craig. But I'm actually with you guys. I prefer like go on attack. Right?
Yeah, I feel sorry for Alex because he had a 10-leg parlay. That's a lot of legs, Alex, for $14K that he lost because Waddle not getting 60 yards, which they don't blame Waddle because they tried to feed him this whole game.
Yeah,
I believe Waddle had 10 targets, which was more than what's his name? Tyreek Hill had.
Yeah.
And
Julian, I'm sorry, Omar. I have to take it. Julian, can you tell me exactly where it was that I wasn't giving credit to Bradley Chubb? Julian is saying Chubb was a monster today. Give credit where credit is due. He was among the guys I named, by the way. So sorry.
I can't really tell you what happened on defense like that until I start to rewatch the game, and then I'll create some sort of awareness about what happened on defense. I can't do that. Sorry.
You can't do that by just. To me, it's like it's very. You watch the game and like, okay, which guys you keep noticing?
Yeah, people understand. I'll watch the game at least 4 times.
Okay. Well,
and they see the game once, and they've seen everything that they need to see, and are experts. But hey, it's a different era. It's a different age. I can't tell you single out anybody who played well because I didn't see it like that defensively.
Okay. No, I'll watch it twice. And for watching, my first viewing was like, there are guys that you absolutely feel like, man, you're noticing him for good reasons constantly. Chubb, here you go again, Julian. Van Ginkel, Wilkins, Sealer, Jerome Baker, Eli Apple. Notice them quite a bit. Durham Smythe had a great game blocking that I noticed. Chris Brooks, he had one block where he just led the way for, I think it was a chain, and literally put a guy on his butt. And then I had a couple of people tell me that he actually did that quite a bit. And then our buddy Mike Best said Chubb sucked. Dude, he was in the backfield he was in the backfield a lot. I mean, not going to get 4 sacks every game, but okay.
People want $110 million worth of productivity.
Yeah, but it's not all about sacks, which is the same thing I've always said about Christian Wilkins. I want more impact from him as a pass rusher, not necessarily sacks. I want him to be in the backfield, which he was today, like the Van Ginkel sack. No, that was last week, where he flushed up Josh Allen. Van Ginkel got the sack, but Wilkins' pressure got it. And there might have been a play like that as well today. What's this? Carl heard the question to ask is, what's this defense going to do against Mahomes? It's a good question.
How about we worry about that when we get to it? Why are we worrying about Mahomes?
Oh, man, that's lame. Boo.
What,
man, that's lame.
What like?
Omar's giving me a look. Omar's giving me a dirty look.
Don't the Eagles come before Mahomes?
Yes.
Like, why am I worried about Mahomes now?
Mahomes is a whole different issue, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like the Kansas City Chiefs could be a completely different team by the time you get to play them. Like if we were playing Buffalo next week, wouldn't you be excited? Think about it. Like,
yep.
I hate when fans do that. Like, and I'm like on my coach spiel right now, but it's like, come on, bro.
Dude, don't you understand though that it's the game? If the Dolphins can beat the Chiefs, you're talking about possibly getting the number 1 seed. Roasted nuts. What are you talking about? Get it together, dude. I haven't. What are you referring to?
Okay, I can understand your rationale. You're focused on the number 1 seed, but that game is how many weeks away?
4.
Like,
not that far away.
It's 4 weeks. You could lose 4 starters in 4 weeks. Either team.
But chances are KC's still the team you're going to have to. It's KC and Buffalo. Who else?
I can't understand this. It doesn't compute to me. It computes to you, and you talking about home field, AFC seeding, and home field advantage. Okay, that connects, but I'm like, focus on if they don't take care of business against Carolina, and then Philadelphia, it was going to be hard, and take care of business against New England.
Dude, we're not worried about New England, are we? You saw, their score today, right?
I'm always worried about New England.
You know their score today, right?
No, 31, I know they lost, and I heard he benched Matt Jones.
31-0, 1 week after losing 38-3. I mean, it is bad. John C., thank you. With this offense, we can't afford to play bend but don't break. D takes the ball out of our offense for too long. Doesn't matter how often the Dolphins have the ball. If they score every time they have it. I mean, the time of possession today was like 35-something for the Giants to 24-something for the Dolphins. And the Dolphins still had like 500 and what was the total, Omar? Like 526 yards. So, again, as long as the Dolphins are going to keep getting all those productive plays, those huge plays, necessarily think time of possession is a major problem. Time of possession is going to become a problem if the Dolphins have a lot of like empty drives.
Damn it.
By the way, I have no idea what Omar is doing here.
I'm trying to charge my cell phone. Unfortunately, it's not working. It is what it is.
Got it.
Mike McDaniel was brought up in terms of time of possession, and he basically was like, I don't care. Yeah. When you're averaging 10.1 yards per offensive play, I think you'll be all right. But just a guess.
Yeah, it's worked out okay so far.
Yeah.
Love the show. Are you all concerned with
funny moment? I don't know if you guys caught it because I'm sure you were listening to live podcasts and not watching the Channel 7 replay show, or Mike McDaniel took forever to get to the podium. But Alan Beasley, one of our colleagues, told him that, hey, you guys have set a record for NFL offensive productivity in 5 games. And he was just basically like, yeah, exactly what we want to do. Like 5, time to go home. And Mike McDaniel jokes, and
he does. Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, and it's that what amazes me about this team is that their expectations are it's not about the opponent. And Mike McDaniel says all the time, it's not about the opponent, it's about us. And we know who we are. We know what we're capable of. The question is, are we going to do what we need to do to achieve it? And he also talked about the fact that now that you are this hottest offense in NFL history, supposedly, or trending in that direction, you're going to be the hunted, not the hunter. And everybody's going to want to knock you off. What do you do about it?
Everybody wants to knock everybody off anyway.
They do, but nobody wants to be embarrassed by you.
Correct. And again,
you will get everybody's focus and everybody's best shot.
Correct. The question is can this be sustained over a full season? But again,
Why would it? If they keep an offensive line, Liam Eichenberg's in your starting lineup, it can't.
Because the Rams, who won the Super Bowl in 1999, won the NFC Championship game 11-6, and they won the Super Bowl 23-16. And if their defense hadn't chipped in, they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. Because the 1998 Vikings, who also had a ridiculous offense, they were 15-1 the regular season, lost in the NFC.
What? 88 Vikings?
The 98 Vikings.
Okay, the Randy Moss.
Because the 2007 Patriots, who no team could beat in the regular season, got beaten in the Super Bowl because their offensive line couldn't hold up against the Giants. That's why it needs to be done over the so let's enjoy the ride. Welcome to Zoom City. Okay, I never want to see players get hurt, but I cannot stand Milano. That's perfectly fine. You still don't want to see him get hurt. I mean, it's like they're talking about a fractured leg. I mean, sorry.
Hit the like button, Laura says. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
I don't know what the like button does, but hit the like button. I'm more important. I really want our subscribers to improve, and that
in number, not in quality, because you guys are great.
Yeah. I'm not talking about that.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, the people, they really missed you Thursday, Poop. They missed you, and I like that. I'm proud. I'm happy. Hopefully, we continue to deliver to people what they want. Hopefully, I can continue to get Tyreek to post faster miles per hour times, and do my job, and serve as motivation for.
Dude, egg him on.
Yeah, he was clearly bothered.
Go, hey, tell me. Go ahead. Hey, you wouldn't believe what H-Chan just told me about you. That old guy.
Oh yeah.
You watch how fast he runs the next game.
And when Mike McDaniel said that to me one time, he's like, the one thing I've learned, if you want to turn Tyreek into the cheetah, just make it a competition. Make it competitive. And players say that Mike McDaniel posts the fastest time every single day. He posts the fastest practice time every single day so that people know, and it raises the stakes at practice. And Andrew Van Ginkel said this to me today. He was like, yeah, practice is harder than the game. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. I bet you Buffalo Bills didn't think,
Oh, right now.
Yeah.
You like this one, but from John C. Thank you, John. Formula Finn.
That's not bad, John.
It's like one of those.
Formula Fins. Why does that have to be Finn?
Because of the Dolphins, and I guess it's a play on Formula One.
Well, but wouldn't it Formula Fins?
Oh, yeah, it's because it's Formula One. You're getting too. Man.
I'm getting too technical, but I mean, if we're gonna get a nickname, it's got to be something that just sticks, pops.
The play before the pick six, Durham was wide open in the end zone. Did not see that. I know a lot of fans were complaining there was no DPI on that one.
It was not DPI. Sorry.
Yeah, it's one of those. I've seen that play called, and I've also seen.
Stop being a homer. It wasn't DPI. Don't beg for calls. Like, no.
The link shows Tua's hand hitting the helmet.
And we brought it up to him and said, no, my hand didn't hit the helmet. What do you want me to? Yeah.
I did not see it on the replay either.
I saw the link. Somebody provided me the link, and I saw it, and I get it. But Tua says it didn't. So who am I to believe? Now, does he remember every single thing that happens in the game? No, he doesn't.
No, but on a play like that, and again, Tua's not one to make excuses or but this would not be making an excuse if his hand hit the helmet. His hand hit the helmet. I don't think there would be no reason to lie about it.
He's not a liar. That's the one thing I can tell you.
Yeah.
Tua is not a liar.
Hey, Robert, take a knee, Cristobal. Jesus. You're not wrong, my man. Holy moly, you're not wrong.
He just needs to come out and apologize and say, what do you need for?
No. I was going like, you got a great point. And furthermore, to me, if he didn't do it last night, then this becomes a fireable offense. the first thing he should have done
fireable.
Hold on. Well, he's making too much money for him to be fired. But the first thing he should have done when he gathered the players at the end of the game, that's on me. I effed up. You guys deserve to win. You guys did not deserve the horrible mistake that I made. That's on me.
Absolutely.
And I would certainly hope that he would have done that because
yeah.
But that's UM. I'm assuming everybody knows what we're talking about.
I didn't see it live. I was too busy partying yesterday. Good time.
Good.
Yeah. Fort Lauderdale. Damn, where was I?
You were hanging out with Miko.
Yeah, I know I was hanging out with Miko. We went 2 spots, but there's a place on Las Olas that I used to think was whack, and it is not. American Exchange. Oh no, social. I can't remember.
Anyway, but as the play, even before the play was happening, as they were lining up, is Matt Hasselbeck or was it Tim? I think Matt Hasselbeck was the color analyst. He was like, "What are they doing? What the hell are they doing? Why they're not taking a knee the whole time?" And then, oops, he fumbled. By the way, he was down before, but that's an entirely different story. Anyway,
yeah, why wasn't that?
Because the initial ruling was fumble, and the replays that we got on TV never showed anything. Was very clear. Our good friends Ferrones had a freeze frame from a different angle that clearly shows he's down and the elbow hits the ground and he's got the ball. And I don't know why they wouldn't have had that shot. And if they had that shot, I don't know why it's not an automatic he's down. Anyway. Ohio John, thank you, sir. Do the struggles Eichenberg has had lineup with any weaknesses scouts excuse me, saw in the pre-draft process. You know what the thing is, Eichenberg in the pre-draft process is he was supposed to be everything you heard, the most draft-ready offensive lineman in the draft. Sorry, the most NFL-ready offensive lineman in the draft. Maybe a little bit of a lower ceiling, but the guy's going to be good from the start at the very least. And not quite panned out. I was
Nabokova fan 87.
Is that my man Jeff? That's my man Jeff. What up, Jeff?
He says McDaniel's comments are pretty funny. If you guys had your way, all of these guys would have been kicked out of town. That's not me. I certainly did not conduct myself like that last week.
Is he talking about the fans or talking about us?
No. He was talking to the media when he said the comment, because I remember the comment and I was kind of confused because I was like, outside of saying that Buffalo is your daddy, which they are, they gave you a spanking and put you in timeout. I don't think I was extremely critical of what went on last week, except for Eichenberg. Okay, yeah,
harsh.
I was harsh.
Yes. I mean,
bro,
like Dallas Thomas harsh.
Like I almost had a panic attack when I saw him on the field today.
Should we get into maybe him perhaps being back in the starting lineup next week, Omar?
Pray for Mr. Wynn that he suffered a neck injury. Hopefully, speedy recovery. He looked fine coming out of the tunnel. I'm sure he wasn't going to be wearing a halo or a neck brace, but the offensive line is a very sensitive creature, and any little thing can upset it and change the complexity of it. And you can't afford another injury. You can't afford one more injury. If you get one more injury, you're not going to be performing at the level that you saw today or the level that you saw most of this season, even the level that you saw before Teron Armstead got in the lineup. And makes me very nervous. I'm hoping that Robert Jones gets healthy in the next 2 weeks and makes a speedy recovery, because I'm just going to confess to you, I can't do Liam Eichenberg anymore. I'm going to watch his snaps this game, but
you can call me if you need grief counseling.
Yeah, I mean, Just can't do it anymore. Can't.
AVG did better rushing over the left tackle than Chubb has.
Wow. They are switching their sides. And I was like,
they are.
I see that, and I'm like, maybe Chubb was better going against the right tackle, because he's definitely not getting it done going against the left tackle. And he had pressure plays.
He did, and that left tackle was a hot mess. And by the way, in case anybody cares about the Giants, apparently, like, Daniel Jones is having X-rays and an MRI on his scan. On his neck. Speaking of necks, sorry. And Tyrod Taylor came in and did some things. He's like a Dolphin killer, Tyrod Taylor. Someone, by the way, not that it would have mattered, but some of the Giants play calling is like, you're going against a team that can score like in 3 seconds. You're punting from the Dolphins 44. And then at the end of the game, they're running the ball in 3 minutes. They're down 2 scores with 3 minutes left. They're running a handoff from midfield. I'm like, what the hell are these people doing?
Did you have the offensive line to protect?
Doesn't matter at that point. I mean, you can't. It's not like their running game was doing anything. Do you recall one running play that gained a whole lot from the Giants?
No, they averaged 2.9 yards per attempt.
What's their longest run? Did they even get one that 6 yards, 5
11,
yards?
11 yards.
Whoa.
Daniel Jones.
Okay, scramble. How about from one of the running backs?
9 yards. Nope, that's a quarterback. 8 yards.
Come on.
Darren Waller was targeted 11 times.
Yes,
I didn't even realize that.
Peter, thank you very much, and very nice.
Wilson, 4 yards, 4 receptions, 52 yards.
How about that? Can't forget. Put some respect on his name. Yep.
Put some respect on his name.
Another W in the books. If McDaniel doesn't commit to the run soon, it's going to be another lump of coal for Christmas. Commit
to the run?
I'm going to say, with all due respect, Peter, what Dolphins games have you been watching so far this year? I mean, I don't know that they can commit to the run. They rushed for 210 yards today?
222 yards on 23 carries, 9.7 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns.
I don't know.
I looked at it. It was impressive to me.
I don't know how you can complain about. Oh, somebody points out the Pats loss was 34-0. Saints got a field goal at the end. Ouch. I don't know how you can complain about anything about the Dolphin offense this season other than the Buffalo game where they got handled up front. I mean, damn.
You know what I find very interesting? You know what Devon Achane? Did I say it right?
Achane.
Damn it. I keep messing up. Guess his yards per attempt average for the season.
Oh, dude, he pops open like a 70-yard every game. So he's probably at almost around 15 or 16 or something.
12.1.
Okay. Yeah.
That's your yards per attempt average, and really in 3 games, because you only had 1 carry for 5 yards in your NFL game. That's crazy.
Correct. It's a small sample, and again, he's broken 3 really long ones. So,
Tua's passer rating is 111.9, completing 71.7% of his passes, 9.7 yards per attempt.
Okay, Omar.
Mm-hmm.
Let me stop you here, and I'm going to make enemies here, but
don't do
it. I am nothing. My Twitter bio says straight shooter. I'm going to be true to myself. His passer rating today was 100.2. Did he look to you like a 100.2 passer today?
Yes, he did, except for 2 interceptions.
Other than the long pass to Tyreek? Again,
other than the long pass to Tyreek.
Omar.
Perfectly placed.
Jesus Christ, he's open by 5 yards. Give me a break. Omar. The 62-yard pass to Tyreek Hill where he throws it at the line of scrimmage and Tyreek's speed does the rest. That's 62 yards for Tua. Shovel pass where Achane gains, 15 yards. That's a 15-yard completion that goes for Tua. He did the same to Waddle where he throws it at the line of scrimmage and Waddle runs for 20 yards. I mean, this was not it. this was not an impressive Tua performance. Give me a break with the 100.2. I saw that and I was like, yeesh. But okay. Dude's having a great season. It was the speed of the team today, period.
Sir, are you saying that the offense would look the same with Mike White as the starting quarterback?
Today it would have. Give me a break. Not that difficult to take a step back and throw it at the line of scrimmage for Hill and then watch him go 62 yards. Or hit Tyreek when he's 5 yards behind the cornerback. Come on. There are certain games like the Charger game, absolutely. Tip my hat, brilliant stuff. Today, give me a break. Please give me a break. And chances are Mike White doesn't force that throw into the end zone that got picked off for a pick six. That gave the Giants some life when they had no reason to have any life.
He's not going to be perfect.
I never said he was going to be perfect.
He's going to make mistakes.
Omar, that's fine. All I'm saying is like the hyperbole, the over the top praising. To me, it's like it's a little much. Like Jesus.
He's a quarterback.
He did not play particularly impressively today when it was the speed on the offense that did the work. I mean, okay.
He's the quarterback for an offense that's on pace to break just about every offensive record there is.
He's a quarterback on the fastest offense in the history of the NFL. He's a quarterback fortunate enough to be, leading he's fortunate enough to be the starting quarterback for the fastest offense in NFL history.
And
there are games when he plays very well, and the passer rating absolutely reflects how well he played. Today, his passer rating does not reflect how he played because he didn't play that great. Sorry.
He had two mistakes
Omar, it's not that he just said that he had two mistakes. It's that a lot of the yardage came off like really simple throws where the work is done by everybody else.
But he still made big boy throws like the.
Go ahead. Tell me how many big boy throws. He had one throw to Waddle in the 2-minute drive at the end of the first half. That was in a tight window. That was a really, really good throw. Outside of that, be honest with yourself. I know you're a big fan of the dude. By the way, there's some people in the comments who said that you've never said the two. Had a shot to be MVP. And I'm like, the hell are you watching? And Omar actually has predicted he's going to be the MVP. But be honest, that being said, tell me a big boy throw he made today.
I don't remember it, but the 23-yard pass to Cedric Wilson, I don't even remember it. But
again, this is you're going purely by stats if you don't even remember it.
I don't remember that play, so
then you can't count it.
It said, "Yeah, I can't count it." Like, I don't know the scramble. They got him in the field goal. I'm one. Let me get something clear.
Good.
I'm perfectly fine with a game managing quarterback. Perfectly fine with it. I've never said you need that it guy. Now, does Tua have it and that it intangible? Yes.
Oh, here we go with the it.
Oh my God! You will challenge the it.
Here we go with the it.
Will you? Are you challenging the it?
You're changing the subject. Did Tua have a great performance today, or was he basically part? Like,
it wasn't one of his best games.
Thank you. And this is all I'm saying. And again, it's a never-ending over-the-top hyperbole. That's like, oh my God, man! Praise him when
still threw for 300 yards. Was only sacked once. That was a Kendall Lamb. Threw two bad picks. He threw two bad picks. And then next possession, he scored on them.
You want to hear something funny?
Yes, tell me.
Hey, go look at the possession after the second pick because it was brought up. And then this makes me laugh. And it's a failing of a lot of the journalists who, again, look at that drive after the second pick. Tell me if you notice anything, that great drive.
Give me a second. Okay.
Oh, I can spare you the trouble if you'd like, as I know it.
He drove down the field for a 40-yard field goal. Okay. What about it?
No, they actually they drove. It was a touchdown drive. But I'm sorry, that was the drive that you referenced earlier. That was the drive where they did nothing but run the ball, except for one pass. You know what that pass was? A jet sweep, and Tua goes like this. Go ahead and grab it in front of me. Wow, that's some brilliant quarterbacking there in that drive. Come on, man. This is what I'm saying. And by the way, I'm going to nail you on your words. You once said to me, quarterback throws one pick. It's a bad day. Quarterback's not supposed to throw picks.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't say he's my top performer of the day, top performer of the week. I'm not even sure I put him in my top 5 for the game.
Okay.
I just don't think I don't think it was a bad day. I think two bad picks. Okay, you 2 bad picks. Got to play better. But overall, did he do enough to help your team win? Yes. He's a record-setting offense. Okay, you're not going to ever give him credit for having that record-setting offense, but he's the one reading the defenses. He's the one calling the plays at the line of scrimmage. He's the one calling for the motions. He's the one.
How often did they check out of plays at the line of scrimmage?
We don't know.
I don't know where we're getting in the weeds in that conversation, and I know a lot of fans don't want to hear it, but
they want to hear this.
Well, because it's like I am all for giving Tua praise when he deserves it, and he said so far very good.
He didn't have a good game.
He didn't have a good game,
I'm not arguing you with the fact that he didn't have a good game.
Okay.
Is he having a good season? Yes.
Yeah.
Did he have a good game? No. But it was still a 100-rated quarterback game.
I would tell you he played, and this is again goes back to your one loss thing about quarterbacks. I would tell you he played a lot better last week than he did today.
Oh, that's trash.
Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself.
Trash.
Be honest with yourself instead of doing your reactionary.
No, no, not a chance.
I said what I said. Okay.
All right.
Let's move on.
QB's had 1 pick. It's about if you take care of the ball.
And he had 2. Yeah. One of them was a pick 6 that turned a 21-3 or 17-3 game into 14-10.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No question. So he sucked today. All right, we're in agreement. Tua sucked today.
I'm not even sure if I go that far, but it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. This was about speed again.
Oh, you know what?
What?
You still need that quarterback to put the ball in all of these speed plays. Still need an accurate pass. Still need a quarterback who sees it, identifies it, hits it. Ryan Tannehill could never.
Dude, you mean take a step back and hit Waddle at the line of scrimmage or hit Tyreek at the line of scrimmage? Dude, not today. Omar, don't give me that today. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Today, unequivocally, Mike White would have gotten the same results, if not better. Okay. Anyway, we move on.
You did it.
Oh, absolutely I did. Absolutely I did.
Oh, whoa.
Again, I said today.
Today.
Okay. Omar, when you rewatch the game, one of those times, just see how many are just get the ball to the receivers very, very quickly, let them do the work. Okay. Hi, Will. We're going to change the subject. Is there anyone in this current dressing room that wants to fight Omar? If not, does that mean Omar's standards are slipping? I want to fight Omar right now. I'm just kidding.
I'm being a lot nicer because this is a new era of players. Adam Gase once gave me a lecture and about this generation of players can't handle harsh criticism, and I have to change my approach. That lecture stuck with me. And I do, like, they can't. This generation cannot handle criticism. Like, it can't. And they can't even handle it from their coaches. So, people don't realize this. I'm a lot nicer guy. I'm a lot softer guy. Like in the past years, I would have wrote something scolding about Bradley Chubb. I've been a patient man. I'm patient. We'll see. We'll wait till half the season. Okay,
so again, Poop is on crack. Poop, they're only open in the middle because they respect Tua's deep ball, so the middle is open. You're joking, right? It's got nothing, Mike, come on. Love you, buddy, but it's got nothing to do with the speed. Sure, right? Come on now. Somebody's saying I'm on crack. No, the crack is whack, so I don't do that. No.
Did you just quote Whitney Houston?
I did actually.
Crack is quote Alan Poupart.
All right. She actually should have taken her advice, to be honest with you. Poop ain't a hater. He just gives an honest opinion. It sometimes differs from fans. Tua didn't have his best game today, in my opinion. Doesn't make him a bad QB. Never said he was a bad QB.
Mike White. What?
Today. Today. There was no heavy lifting. There was
They
no
would
heavy
have played
lifting.
Mike White completely different than they play Tua. Like anyway,
Right.
we're not going there. I'm not going there.
I mean, man. This is my buddy Carlos. No Genesis question. Carlos, but Tua's processing is a superpower and it matters.
It's like he runs a V8 in the processing department.
Wow.
Like, come on, baby.
Was he super processing when he threw the pick to Waddle? Come on.
By
the way, Carlos, my buddy, and again, I will never ever speak ill of you because you're a Genesis guy, and right there, that makes you great in my book. But when I talk about over-the-top hyperbole in praising Tua, processing is a superpower. Little much for me, but you're again all entitled to our opinion.
Vince, you can't have the old Omar back. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm not Mike Tyson anymore. I can't just walk in there and knock people out. I could get knocked out. Like, I'm just not that fighter anymore. Not that. Too many, too many things at stake. This is how I feed my kids. Can't have beefs with people. I already got a couple beefs.
Man, you sound like Carlito, movie Carlito's Way. I'm getting too old for this.
I am getting too old for this.
You can't have beef with people. It's time to go in, you get out. That's my best Carlito. If anybody's seen him, it's a great movie. Carlito's Way.
I don't remember it. Rubbed off on IGO rubbed off on Omar. What is that?
Who's IGO?
I don't know. I have no idea.
St. Eddie Allen always needs to qualify to his successes, but has no nuance for his failures. I don't think that's accurate, but again, it's a free country. You're entitled to your opinion. And in fact, I don't know if Omar would remember this. I would tell you that this going way back, the end of his rookie season, 2020, the big game at Buffalo at the end of the season when they could have gotten to the playoffs, they got smoked 56-26. Tua's numbers were horrible. He took a beating, and I wrote and I said, not on him. These receivers were brutal. They were dropping passes all over the place. There were issues everywhere on offense, completely unfair to pin it on him. But chances are you either didn't know me, didn't follow me, didn't read me at the time, so you wouldn't know that. Which is cool, but I like to think that I'm objective both ways, and that I use nuance both for successes, both for failures. Alan Williams, thank you very much. Wilkins has made some big plays, but has been getting beat constantly. No way we give him 20 million plus. Love you guys and very happy you're back, Boop. Thank you for that. Didn't see him get beat constantly today. I'll be honest with you. On first viewing.
Yeah, less than 100 rushing yards. The standards are 7 sacks, less than 100 rushing yards. Would I have loved a turnover? Absolutely. They were 5 for 17 on third downs. I'm not going to complain about that. I think it's pretty solid. God damn. Dolphins are averaging 513 yards per game.
Yep.
That's crazy.
What were they on third down? I don't even think they were that great on third down today. It's just
who, the Dolphins? Yeah, they weren't good on third downs, but they rarely ever need third downs because
I know, which is completely weird.
No, it's called efficiency from a quarterback.
It's called throwing a screen and your guy going 20
yards.
It's
called efficiency from a quarterback.
Danny try to throw a screen one time and it went backwards. LOL. Well, Tannehill's not the standard. I'm sorry. Okay.
Tannehill's a $200 million quarterback. He is the standard.
I like this average. I like this one here. Dragonstone FC. He was in the hospital lately. That is correct. And for anybody who disagrees, thinks I'm crazy about something, it's because I was in the hospital. My brain's affected. If you agree with me, I'm way past that, and I'm completely clear. Let's do it like that.
Juan, thank you. This is usually a club shirt for me. Juan commended me on my shirt. See, I'm trying to impress Mike McDaniel, so I'm trying to coordinate. No, I usually wear this sometimes to games. So people got to understand. It's like, can't explain how I do what I do, but this is part of what I do.
Wow, that was deep. I can't understand why I do what I do, but this is part of what I do.
I know people can't understand. Like, you know what it is? Just to, like, if in order to get in, you got to fit in. And I can't look like every other media member walking into the locker room. Just can't. I mean, the standards are different for me than for you guys.
I'm sorry, what?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Like, I will be judged based on my sneakers and my wardrobe, whereas you guys won't be judged. You can wear whatever.
Okay.
You're like, okay. Yeah.
Can't honestly tell you I've ever gotten a comment on my Converse or whatever I was wearing at the time. But okay. Somebody called me annoying. That hurts my feelings. Oh, well. And now I'm over it. Still on drugs, I think.
Yeah, Tunon's gonna have a field day with you on this one. They're gonna clip it up, cut it up, and then they're just going to and everything you said has merit to it. I think you're missing a lot of the nuance because you don't give Tua the credit for being the engine. You just think he's the driver. I think
not today.
It don't matter today.
My comment applied to today.
Okay, he is the engine that makes it go.
The speed is the engine that makes it go. Give me a break. Still on drugs, I think. Technically, I'm on antibiotics, so technically, I guess that's drugs. So you're correct. Let's see what else we got. Allen has the same opinion about every other quarterback in history has speed receive. Nobody, bro talk. This is the point. Do I have the same opinion about every other quarterback in history who had speed receivers? That's the point. Nobody has ever had that kind of speed on offense. Nobody. Okay.
Will Patterson, I'm never going to shy away from giving my honest opinion. The difference is, I can't.
Good. You got to say what the question is.
Oh, he said, I was joking before about Omar. I want reporters to give honest opinions week to week. I get that here. If I wanted sugarcoating, I'd hop onto Twitter. Who sugarcoats on Twitter? Nobody does anything but attack on Twitter. Nah, it's just a different. I'm in a different space, man. I have to be nice to people. I just do.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah, man. It is. Like, before, I used to just be pimp slapping people and keep it moving. Now I gotta be nice to people.
William says, thank you, William. I'm sorry, Poop, you're wrong on the second pick. Waddle looked away from the throw that caused the pick. Okay, I'll check it again. I don't believe so, but I'll check again.
We'll never get the truth on that because Tua's never going to come out and say, "Yeah, Waddle ran the wrong route. I expect him to do this like we practiced, and he did that."
No, but we'll see. He's saying basically that Waddle never turned for the ball, and that's why it went straight to the DB. And I think it was completely thrown over his head. I mean, again, I'll look again at it. That's not what I saw. Carlos with a rush question, 21-12 or moving pictures. You know what? I never had a rush record itself. I had compilations. I'm not, even though I'm Canadian, I'm not a huge rush guy. So, and people were complaining that we talk too much music, so we'll move it on. Robert, here we go again. Poop living in the land of confusion. Mike White would be successful in this offense as Tua is. Whatever is in your cough medicine, I want some. Robert, please pay attention again. Let me say again. We appreciate the donation. Please hear my words. I said today with the throws that Tua made a lot, and if you look at his yardage, there was a long 69-yard touchdown pass to Tyreek when he got behind the guy, open by 5-7 yards, and then he got a 62-yarder from Tyreek where it's a throw at the line of scrimmage, and Tyreek did the rest. Or on the first drive of the game, there's a throw to Waddle, which is a wide receiver screen at the line of scrimmage, and Waddle zigzag for about 20 yards. There were some shovel passes, which count for passing yardage, and you combine all of those, and that's a lot of the work he did. There were not that many, as Omar says, big boy throws. Again, I was saying today, and then
my words against me. Wow.
What happened?
You're using my words against me, my big boy throws. Yes.
No, and not only that, the other thing too is, again, I'll have to go back because I'm going to give the gentleman the benefit of the doubt for now that maybe the second pick wasn't Tua's fault, but the first pick clears on Tua. Maybe Mike White doesn't throw that. And if you take that away, that's a big part of the game for the quarterback. So anyway, Juan Enriquez, thank you very much. Omar digs the shirt. Is this a playoff defense?
No. Sorry. No, not what you saw today. Yeah. What you saw the previous 4 games. No.
Here's the question, though. How good of a defense do they need if the offense keeps producing the way it is?
Top 16.
Correct. And then in the playoffs, it's going to have to get up because the chances are the yards are going to be harder to come by on offense. Mm-hmm. Logically.
Mm-hmm. But is it a playoff defense right now? No. Mm-mm. Joe, you agree?
Oh, I completely agree.
Like, where are the turnovers? Where's the pressure against a team that actually has a respectable offensive line?
Mm-hmm.
How's the linebacker play doing? Inside, not necessarily outside.
Mm-hmm.
Superstar Javon Holland, defense built around. Is he playing like a superstar? No.
He had 2 plays that I noticed from him today. He had one whiff on a tackle, and then he had a nice pass breakup over the middle. Juan Lopez, thank you. How about the Mirage Force for the offense or the Freaks?
No. Rejection.
Okay, man. We'll take it under advisement, Juan.
Tell me, Poop. Do you think Miami should pay Tua $50 million a year, or should they go with Mike White for $10 million a year? Marcus, don't do this. Don't do this.
Thank you, by the way, Marcus. Does it have to be one or the other?
Don't do this.
And my other question is, how long? First of all, let's play out the season. That's number one. Number two, how long are we going for, and how much of that $50 million a year is guaranteed?
3 years.
How much?
You know he's going to get 50 a year. So don't deny the fact that he's going to get 50 a year.
He's going to come in below Herbert and Burrow.
He's not.
Okay.
He's not.
Did you not say? I mean, it's Omar again. Stay consistent. Stay consistent, man. And by the way, folks, the one thing you can't complain with me is I'm consistent. Okay.
I'm not consistent.
Did you not say that the durability concern is always going to be there for Tua?
Yes.
You think that even with that, a team is going to give him more than Herbert, who basically played with broken ribs last year, who finished the game last Sunday with a broken finger?
Yes. I think this team is going to give him more than Herbert. Quarterbacks jump the next quarterback. It's the nature of the business. When Tua is elite, and he will be an MVP candidate as long as he stays healthy at the end of the season, he's going to get in the 50 million range. We could haggle over what it is and what it looks like. It's going to be 3 years guaranteed. It's going to be 150 out the gate, and probably a 4th year for injury. And there's nothing you're going to do about it.
It's not my money. I mean, they can pay whatever they want.
Yeah.
Not me. More power to them.
They will always send a message that they're going to take care of the quarterback. Everybody else be damned, but quarterback will be taken care of.
We shall find out.
Yeah. Like I remember in the offseason, I was like, yeah, everybody's safely going to make it over Daniel Jones at $40 million a year.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's much better down.
He's safely going to make it over $40 million a year. Whether you want to haggle over 47 or 50, okay. But bro, he's going to be big banking it. And rightfully so, if he stays healthy and continues to, this guy's about to have a record-setting off. He's on pace to have a record-setting offense.
He's on pace to have a record-setting. He's not the offense. He's on pace to have a record-setting year. If you want to say that,
the offense is on pace to have a record-setting year with Tua Tagovailoa as the trigger man. Denial. Admit that. Say those.
That's fair. Words. That's fair.
Put those words together. It's a fact. Say it's a fact. Is it not a fact?
You're going to be the quarterback of the record-setting offense. Okay. I believe the statement.
Oh my gosh!
You calling me old, Poppy Video? You said you're calling me old. You're calling me old.
What like Flash?
Something tells me we franchise Tua and re-sign AVG and Javon. Well, Tua's already on the 5th-year option next year. Yes.
Yes.
What? And then they could franchise him in 2025.
Oh God. Yeah.
Again, technically, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I don't think that's what's going to happen. If he continues to ball out and close out the year and stays healthy, no, I do think they're going to take care of him with a long-term contract. So it looks like Casey's pulling away, and we'll be at 4-1 along with the Dolphins. Looks like. And my Chiefs fatigue syndrome is kicking in again. I'm so tired. I'm sick of them.
Of who?
The Chiefs. I have Chiefs fatigue syndrome.
What does that mean?
It means I'm tired of them. I'm tired. Do you know? I've thrown out this stat. The last time there was an AFC Championship game that did not involve either the Chiefs or the Patriots. 2010.
Okay.
I mean, that's like, okay, can we get some different teams already? I mean,
I like Chiefs.
they're a good team, and they're generally fun to watch, and more power to them. But it's like, okay, enough. It was like before that, it was always Brady and the Patriots. Like, okay, enough. No, that's just me.
Yes, I like Chiefs. I like watching them. I was watching. I know you guys don't have the benefit of. I was up early doing the QM pregame show, and before all the shows came on. And I know everybody was watching the 9:00 game. ESPN was talking about the Dolphins or featuring them at like every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And so tomorrow expect them, like the Dolphins are the darlings of the NFL right now. And people are obsessed about them. They move the needle. So you're going to continue to hear about them, and people are going to continue to talk about them. And that's a great place to be. And just like Mike McDaniel said, stakes change when you're the hunted. And your preparation has to change too. So
the only thing, yes, I'm going to be the contrarian here because I'm like preparing for the attacks. The only thing that could change and make the Dolphins not maybe the number one team talked about this week, if Dallas should happen to beat San Francisco tonight.
Dallas and San Francisco tonight.
Yeah, wow. which would put Dallas at 4-1. Can you imagine? Because it's America's team. Oh my Lord!
Of course. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't pay attention to what's on the landscape for games. I'm one of those guys who I lock in on what I'm doing and where I am at. Wow, that is unreal. Wow. St. Eddie says Tua is on pace for 5,649 yards, 41 touchdowns, and 17 interceptions. And Poop will tell you that is because he's got fast players.
You're going to tell me it has nothing to do with it? Okay. It's strictly Tua.
It's a lot of Tua. It's a lot Tua, and
okay.
We've seen fast players in the NFL before. We've never seen regular.
They're fast. They're fast, really good players. They're not just fast players. They're good players. And again, I'm going to go back. And again, I get suckered into these conversations all the time to try to make my point clear. In 2020 and 2020, and please don't even bring in one loss record. Okay, purely the stats were not there in 2020 and 2021. It was all because coach doesn't believe him. The O-line sucks. The wide receivers suck.
Don't forget the running game sucks.
And the running game sucks. So everything around them sucks. So Tua, there's no way he could put up good numbers. Now he puts up incredible numbers. And we can't say it has anything to do with the fact that he has the fastest offensive team in NFL history. Come on, it can't be all one way. One time when it's not working so well, and then it's all the other way when it's working great. Come on,
he's got to deliver the ball in catchable situations to those wide open players. And I could give you Ryan 10. I know you hate the fact that I bring this into the equation, but I do because it's a lot. No, it's not somebody else.
How many How many?
I'm giving you
quarterbacks
another
have
$200 million. I'm giving you a quarterback who's made $200 million in his NFL career, who started for the Dolphins for 7 years, and you put him in this exact offense. I promise you, they're 16th in the NFL. These same players.
Anything like it, I completely agree with you. To me, but it's a horrible example. Sorry, it's a horrible example. Okay, and the guy's playing well, but if you don't think that the fact he's got a track team around him has nothing to do with his stats, I think you're crazy.
You've also got to put those track players in position to catch the ball in stride and run after the catch, or to catch the ball downfield, or to call your own plays in the huddle because you got the big cojones and tell your coach, yeah, I didn't hear your call. Let me call what I want to call.
That was one time. Okay, come.
It happened.
Move on. Kevin Beal. Jerome Baker is the most underappreciated player on our defense. I hope we re-sign him. Also want to see Mostert in A-Chain in a race. Who you all got? I think A-Chain wins that.
Did you just say you like A-Chain?
I think A-Chain wins that. And Raheem's fast, but I think A-Chain is maybe a little bit faster.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to tell Tyreek that.
What's that got to do with Tyreek? He's not in the competition. He's not in the battle.
Oh, okay.
It's Mostert versus A-Chain.
Oh, I don't think there's anybody who can touch A-Chain except for Tyreek.
Okay.
People who actually ran track, like in the college level, said to me when I put out the video of Tyreek going off on A-Chain and telling him he's not even the second fastest player on the team. People said, and I'm not a track guy, so you could tell me all those times, and it'd be in one year out the other. But they were like telling me his track speeds, Devon. I can't say his last name anymore. Achan's track speeds are like unbelievable times. And they're like, he glides, whereas Tyreek is quick twitch.
Yes.
But Achan just glides. So it depends on what they're running, but more than likely Achan would win in a race. And I'm like, all right, y'all don't know how competitive Tyreek is.
Yeah, no, certainly would be fun to watch. It'd be dumb because the last thing you want to see is somebody pull a hammy doing it, but it would be fun.
Yes, which is why they just go off these speed times. And I promise you, on that run outside of Tyreek not wanting to get caught, he was saying, I gotta without a doubt put up a 22 today because this young whippersnapper thinks he's faster than me. He took my top spot. I'm getting it back this week. Because he was so bad. Like, people don't realize, like, I when I saw him Wednesday, because I couldn't give him the exact times, I said I had to come to him Friday, and I verified to him. I was like, Achan is the fastest this year at this and this time. He superseded your time, which was this and this. And he's like, okay, well, who's got the fastest time ever in NFL history? And I said, you do, Tyreek. And he's like, that's damn right. And when he gets that, he can have my record. And I was like, all right. And then he also said, tell the people I'm Nancy.
Okay, Omar, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm like,
thank you.
Winding down a little bit. I have been under the weather, and
soldier through it like Connor Williams.
And like I said before, whatever comments that I made that you disagreed with, it's the drugs, the antibiotics talk, and whatever I said that you agreed with, I'm clear-headed and thinking straight.
You are going to antagonize Tuanon. Don't do it.
I'm not going to antagonize Tuanon. The Dolphins had a very, very impressive.
Just apologize and tell them.
I'm not going to apologize for my opinion.
Sorry for down talking their king.
Nope.
No.
Sorry.
No.
No, I'll double down with I said what I said. Okay. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Dolphins 31-16 winners against the New York Giants, moved to 4-1.
Bro Talk has a great one. Kurt Warner didn't have a huge arm, but he had all that speed. That's a good core. That's a good connection there.
I don't think Kurt Warner was this awesome quarterback. Come on, Omar. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, Omar. I apologize. Everybody is just fantastic, perfect, awesome. I'm
no wonder it was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Was he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I think he was.
And how much of that was because of his backstory?
Wow. Touche.
And be honest with you.
Touche. Touche.
Okay, be honest. It doesn't work now because we're talking about them. If I catch it up, like Wednesday, for example, and I'd be like, Omar, quickly, let's play word association. First thing that comes to your mind, I'm going to say 99 Rams, greatest show on turf. Go ahead.
Speed of wide receivers.
Thank you very much.
Marshall Faulk.
I rest my case. Thank you.
All right.
You have proven my point. Thank you.
Okay. Touche. Well played.
Thank you very much for everyone for watching. We will be back on Monday. Mike McDaniel will have the day after the game presser. Hopefully there are no what?
Steve says, Poop, Big O says you're fired.
That's funny. That's funny. We absolutely cannot leave on a better note than that. So Omar, let's talk tomorrow.
All right.
All right. Thanks, everyone.